And welcome in to the Loretta McNary Show. I'm so excited about our show today. It's a lot of information, some inspiration, and just a tad bit of entertainment, because you know we're going to find something to be happy and to smile about. But before we get to our very esteemed guest, we're going to talk to one of our staff members, and I kind of are on Front Street today, but I want her to come on with me so we can share some of the things, because people always say, well, Loretta, we don't never hear about you, what you're doing. So we're going to talk a little about what we're doing, but that would take a show. But everybody, welcome to the Loretta McNary Show. First time is Vashana Renee Dixon.
Thank you, thank you, thank
So
you.
she's been with the staff for about 6-7 months now, and she's done an incredible job. She's gone on up the ranks and everything. So now she's associate producer of the Loretta McNary Show. She's also our entertainment director for our newly released Inspired by Loretta McNary magazine that will be hitting your inboxes soon. And she's a writer, and she is awesome. She's so awesome. So what we want to talk about today is the event that we're co-hosting together. And we know that women don't get to spend a lot of time together. And so she created an event. I'm going to let her tell you about it.
Okay, I'm very excited about this event. It's called The Latest Party, and it's of course hosted by Loretta McNary. And it's just a chance for women to come out and support and empower other women. It's a lot of times, you know, women can be crabs in the barrel and they want to pull each other down, but this is a chance for you to come out and support each other. There's going to be vendors there that are selling clothing, jewelry, there's natural hair and skin products, yes, makeup. I mean, there's tons of things for you all to come and enjoy. There's going to be music and food and just a lot of networking and building relationships for the women locally in this area. So I'm very excited about it. It's going to be a mini fashion show also, which is new. We didn't do that last time. So this is going to be a lot going on. I hope that each of you all can come out and enjoy it. It's October 27th.
And it's free and open to everyone.
Yes, it's free. That's big. It's free, and it's from 2 to 5 p.m. October 27th. That's a Saturday. So I hope that each of you can come out and enjoy it and, you know, get to mix and mingle with Loretta McNary. So.
Oh, we have a ton of fun. And I mean, the food is healthy. There's nothing fried, but there's tons of good food. And so we do the food thing, we talk, we meet new friends. And as she stated, and our guests can really talk about this more, is women have been tagged as being chatty, king-catty, you know, backstabbing each other, don't want to work together. And so what we want to do with this event and with other things that we're doing is to show the positive side. We really do get along together. We do really support each other, and especially women of color. Yes. We seem to bear the brunt of that negative stereotype. So we created the Latest Party, which is not like a Soul Train kind of party, but you can dance if you want to. But it's just a showcase of women who own their own businesses and who have quality and excellence. And so we want to give them exposure as well. So that's why we created the Latest Party. Vashana is the creator, and I'm co-hosting it with her. We also have a Pink Eagles, which is my nonprofit organization, because you know everybody needs to give back. And even at your lowest, there's something that you can do to help somebody else. So Pink Eagles is a nonprofit organization where we work with young ladies ages 7 to 19 on self-esteem, confidence, leadership development, entrepreneurial, and philanthropy training. And we meet every Tuesday here. The program is free, so we have tons of girls that come. We have tons of amazing speakers, women who come and share not only their successes in that they live in these immaculate homes and drive these nice cars, but I need them to be very authentic and share, you know, the hard parts. It's hard. You know, we look good doing what we do, but it's really, really tough. And we want to encourage other women, don't wait until the stars line up and all that good stuff to come talk to our girls and share. And the girls have gone to college tours. We do a Miss Pink Eagles pageant, a gala, a fashion show. The girls are very involved, so we don't just sit and babysit, but they are taught to speak in public, you know, to get rid of those fears and own their own businesses and give back. And then the book, Faith of the Next Step, is doing really well. It's on ebook.
Book signing.
Yeah, book signing. We're just doing it all. And so I just wanted to share that because people always say, well, what are you doing, Loretta? You always promoting everybody else. So I thought I'd do a little shameless plug with VR because she's so awesome. And then the magazine Inspired by Loretta McNary is coming out. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks. You'll see it. It's celebrity interviews, is what's going on here locally, nationally. VR does a fashion and entertainment feature, and we have real celebrity interviews that comes from our relationship with publicists all over the country, and on the Loretta McNary Live, the radio show. So I forgot that. So find us on Facebook and keep up with us, and on Twitter and all the social media. You did an awesome job. I'm so proud. It wasn't as difficult as you thought, right?
It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Okay. All right, so we're going to take a break, and then we're going to bring on our guests in just a moment.
The Africa Channel, the only 24/7 television network featuring culturally rich programming about Africa and the diaspora in HD, with a lineup of award-winning programs as diverse as Africa itself.
Let music be the weapon. Music will no longer be of love, no longer of happiness or pleasure. Our music and our words must all be about the reality of Africa today. My distinct honor to present the Lifetime Achievement Award to Ms. Felicia Rashad.
I recognize this event as a most significant occasion.
The Africa Channel wants you to know your heritage.
Share ancestry with the Tikar people, Benin.
You share ancestry with the Tikar people who are artists. They are known for their artistry in the country of Cameroon today.
The voice, I have an instrument, and I can go around the world telling people how awesome South Africa is.
Sarah, Sarah, what happened to you now? Sarah, purple rain, purple rain.
I got a penthouse in Manhattan.
Growing up in Africa, Purple Rain for me, that album was their watershed moments in musical history.
Are you hot? No! Do you know why? Why? Because you're cool.
Let's get some stuff straight right now. All Africans don't know each other.
What are we doing to make sure that these young Africans grow up in a society that can be better than it is today?
It was about one man's basic battle to kind of learn to read.
But he also has a secret path.
The soil I received has no radioactivity and an abnormally high water content.
Council requests that you exit the museum.
We're in the Republic of South Sudan.
When I was in prison, I had to write a novel on toilet paper.
You wrote a novel on toilet paper?
Because I did not have access to any other paper.
I have a child.
Expand your world with a daily window into modern Africa and the African diaspora. The Africa Channel in HD, where Africa comes alive.
We are happy that so many of you could make it out tonight.
Thank you so much for staying with us. And as I promised, we have another guest on this segment where we're showcasing women for the next 3 weeks. So you'll see all the fabulous women that we're showcasing. So this guest that we have today, she has flown in today. She's a motivational speaker, an empowerment speaker, and a personal power expert. She has been featured in so many magazines. I almost lost count, but I tried to share some. She's been in Essence, Black Enterprise, Claire Marie, Daily, New York Daily News, so many women's, first for women. I'll let her clarify some of this, but she's been everywhere, and she's been featured in media on every major network, ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, and of course she's been on some of the most amazing TV talk shows I'm not talking about this one right now, but she's been on Entertainment Tonight, and she's been on the fabulous Oprah show. She's been on there, and now she's here with me, so I'm very, very excited about that. And the lady is phenomenal when it comes to women empowerment and making us feel good about ourselves and realizing our personal value and power and just inspiring us to get out there. No one can do it better than Dolores Presley. Give her a hand.
Oh, thank you, Loretta. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here.
Oh, I take that so highly because you've been everywhere.
I have, but I'm here today. And that's
yes.
where we're supposed to be when we're here. So, and I'm delighted to be here. I'm serious. My family is somewhere else, but I knew that I needed to be here with you today, and I'm honored.
And it's going to be so personal for me. I hope to get some of your own questions in, but when I knew she was coming, I got a lot of questions that I want to ask her. But she is so amazing when it comes to personal power. So I've been getting your newsletter. That's how I met you, and it started like in 2010. That's when I first heard about you, and I started receiving your newsletters, which you all have to sign up for it too, because it's amazing. Success Seeds for Success. And she's an author. I forgot that too. She has 3 books out, unless she's written something since the last time. Everything's been updated, but she's so amazing. So we want you to help us with our personal power and to take it back, because we seem to give it away.
All right, let me go back, Loretta, a little bit. And this is a story that's kind of, here I am, 56 years old, and I'm still telling this story because it takes me to where I am now. When I was young, I wanted to be a ballerina. I mean, I wanted to be a ballerina. Do we have any ballerinas out there? None?
Anybody wanted to be one when they were little? Yeah.
Well, I definitely wanted to be, I mean, I was so excited. My best friend and I, we were just dancing all around the house. I'd have a sweater and I'd tie it around my waist, and I was just this beautiful, beautiful ballerina. The dance troupe was coming to our school. I was like, Mom, I can't wait to be a beautiful ballerina. And then when my mother comes back out, she says, Dolores, I signed you up for tap.
Oh, oops.
But you know what? My mother signed me up for tap because they would not allow her to sign me up for ballet because they said I was too fat.
Aww.
But you know what? And I was probably, I don't know, I guess 7, 8. But I think from that point on, I said no one will, I will never allow anyone to determine my self-worth. So that is something I want to say to your audience. Never let anyone determine your self-worth.
Wow, that's
never.
I love it. I hope so to receive that.
From that point on, I realized that I believe we all were born with the power, and from that point on, you can do what you want to. So I never got to be the ballerina, but honestly, if I wanted to take ballet now, I don't want to, but if I wanted to, I would go right into a class and I would take ballet, because I believe we can do what we want to do. And you know, what are dreams? But the one thing about dreams, Loretta, is people dream all day. I say, wake up, baby, and live the dream. You know, don't just keep telling me.
You think? Yeah.
Yes, I want to write a book. Dolores, I want to do this. I want to do that. And then they don't do it. So I'm about doing that. And if we fast forward a little bit, then as an adult, I'm married. I wanted to be a model. I'm a big girl, as you all notice. I'm a big girl, but what does size have to do with your self-worth? You know, so I'm like, listen, I want to be a model. Again, here we go. No. And so I decided that I was going to be one. And you have to do what it takes. And it took a lot because I was an adult. I had to train with reed-thin teenagers. I was an adult, but I wanted to be a model. And I did what it took to be one. And then my girls were in Essence and Glamour and Marie Claire, and it just goes on and on and on. So it doesn't matter what your background is, it doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter about all that, it's just about what you're doing with the power that you were given right now.
Right now. And another thing, because I know there was a documentary that was at this film festival last year that I went to, and it was about what dark girls went through. Girls who were, you know, African American and they were dark skinned, and how they were almost prejudiced within their own families and communities. And I watched some of the segment, and it just brought tears to my eyes because they really thought they weren't beautiful because they were dark. I mean, they were thin, they were beautiful, they had long hair, short hair, whatever it was, but because everybody else was defining what beauty looked like or should be for them, they incorporated it and they took ownership of it, so that kept them behind on everything until they realized, hey, I'm dark, but I'm beautiful. And dark and light is so relative. It's so relative, so we really need to stop that. And who would think in 2012 we still have those kind of issues?
We still do. We still do. You know, we lost Whitney Houston, and one of the most beautiful voices on this earth. And when Kevin Costner was at her services, and he was saying how when she was trying out for The Bodyguard, she kept saying, "Am I good enough? Am I good enough?" And I think so many of us, and I mean, it might hit me for like 2 quick seconds, that's it, because I'm going to say, I'm not going to entertain that. But we have to say to ourselves, absolutely, we're good enough. And somebody might say, "Oh, Loretta, you think you're all that?" And you're supposed to say, absolutely.
No excuses anymore? No more trying to, you know? Okay. So I hope you all receive that too. And we have to be more bold. And it's not bragging if it's factual. That's lesson number one that I say a lot. If I tell you that I've gone here and I've met this person, that's not bragging. I'm just telling you what has happened. And then when I'm doing my spiritual stuff, which I usually try to do all the time, I'm just telling you what God is doing. And he has no respect of person, so he'll do it. And one other thing I like about your organization, because you founded several, she has several, and one in particular, the Women Network.
The Up Woman Network. It's theupwoman.com, and it's all about living up, which is undeniably powerful.
Undeniably. I read that, I'm like, undeniably
Don't
powerful.
deny that power, because you have it in you already. And so when I'm coaching people, and when I'm speaking at churches or speaking at a corporation, I teach them how to bring that out, because it's already there. It's just some people know how to use it and some people don't. So that's what we're all about.
And it's not about how much money you have, because as you've heard, like I haven't read, there are people who have millions of dollars who commit suicide, fly out windows. So it's not about the money. So we have got to do some soul searching to find out what is it that is about me that I think I have to have all this money to validate who I am when I see X, Y, and Z, Mr. and Mrs. flying out the window, and they have all this money. So you got to know that money is not the end all.
No, it's a mindset. It's a mindset. If I could wave a magic wand across this earth, it would be that everyone believes in themselves and can believe that they are good enough, because they absolutely are. And so one thing that I say sometimes, because I talk to a lot of women and men across this country and world, and they say, you know, I can't do this. What keeps you going, Dolores? I've got this one thing, and I probably need to make this. It's called my Believe in the Power of You jar. And it's a jar that I take, and it's right on my desk, and I think I'm going to start marketing that baby. But anyway, let me tell you how to use her. You put a jar on your desk, and every time you do something nice or good, like when I get back to my office, I will say I was on your show, and just drop it in there. When I was on the cover of Speaker magazine not that long ago, here it is, my industry, people on the cover like Les Brown, Zig Ziglar, just all these amazing people, and I was on the cover. I write that on a little sticky note, and I put it in a jar. And then when I need a little motivation or inspiration, I pull out of that jar. I was like, hey, you know, I'm okay. It's okay for me to keep doing this, because I'm human. We're all human.
I
live in a plane. So sometimes I'm like, is it worth it? And I pull out that Believe in the Power of You jar, because it's the mindset and your belief. Yeah, baby, I can do it.
Oh, I love that. We're going to take a break and be right back in just a moment.
In 1990, in Severn, Maryland, the daughter of a clergyman was discovered by a music industry insider while pumping gas at a service station. The odds of her getting signed and spending 11 weeks at #1 on the U.S. singles charts? 1 in 19 million. The odds of this former church choir singer going on to sell 40 million records? 1 in 15 million. The odds of the same woman winning 6 Grammy Awards and starring in 2 Broadway plays? 1 in 75 million. The odds of this musician and performer having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 150. I'm Toni Braxton, and I encourage you to learn the signs of autism at autismspeaks.org.
Thank you so much, and for those who just tuned in, I'm Loretta McNary, of course, but my very special guest is Ms. Dolores Presley, and she is a motivational speaker, she's an author, she is a personal power expert, and she's been in tons of media telling everybody how to claim their own personal power and sharing her own personal story to help inspire. So just want everybody to know she's an awesome, and make sure you go to her website, because you'll see, I only shared you half the stuff, not even half of the stuff she's accomplished, but I want you to know she's an expert.
Thank you. I love for them to tweet too. I'm under @DoloresPresley, so they can tweet about that. But I want everyone, and I don't want to sound trite when I say that if you can dream it, you know, believe it and all that, but it's really true. The one thing that I think people don't do a lot of times, and I have this thing called decaf, and it's about making a decision. That's the D. Decide what you want to do, and then commit to it. Don't let anything deter you from that. I was an elementary school teacher. A lot of people don't know that. And I owned a modeling agency at the same time. I was hosting a radio show, television show. I had to go to the F word. You know what that F word is?
No.
F word?
No.
Focus.
Oh, okay. Woo, I was all over the place. Okay.
So I had to decide, I had to commit, and I had to put action behind it. I decided that I no longer want to be a teacher. I'm teaching all the time because I'm just teaching on a grander scale, so I didn't want to be tied into the classroom, so I made that decision. And so I wrote that down, and make sure you're writing down things. When you're putting goals, not only do you speak them, but you should write them down and date them because they hold you accountable. So make that decision, be committed to it. I was committed that I decided I didn't want to teach anymore. I didn't want to have my modeling agency. I wanted to be a professional speaker. That is what I wanted to do, and be a coach to help women. And then I had to put action behind it. I had to start saving money. A lot of people who go into business and they'll get, because I go and inspire people and they're just like, oh, I'm gonna quit my job and I'm gonna, no. You can do that, but I'm telling you, you should at least have a year saved up to start a business, because starting a business is not as easy as it may appear.
Yeah.
But I put those actions together and had written it down. The F is follow through. Loretta, how many times do we say we meet people, we say we're going to call them, and get their business card, and I'm going to call you, and you haven't called them yet.
Yeah.
So if you just use a little bit of decaf, decide, commit, act, and follow through. If you just practice that throughout life on the things that you want to do, you will be amazed at the difference it can
I
make.
like a quote that you used about follow through, about your fortune
is in your follow through.
That was so profound for me. Did you all hear that? Your fortune is in your follow through.
It is. Wow. It really is, because once again, back to that talking and not really walking the walk. You talk and say, I'm going to do. So if you want to write a book today, I say to you, start today. I don't even want you to, when you're watching this show today, if you want to write a book, then I want you to go, and I should be working for sticky notes. Who write Post-it notes or whatever? Write something down. Get your phone. I used to, when I wrote my first book, I had a digital recorder. But now these smartphones, you know, you could just start speaking into your phone and your recorder and your ideas and start writing them down and start doing it. And then you're putting some action. You got a few ideas, you write it down. Before you know it, you've got a chapter.
And it just takes starting. And there's this new app that I found out about. It's a free app. It's called Evernotes. Anybody heard about that? You can actually speak into it, and it takes care of everything. So you can just say, okay, Loretta, don't forget you got to do this at 12 o'clock. Loretta, don't forget to call this person at 3 o'clock. It's called Evernotes. And you can get that app on your phone. And then you can also talk about your book. You can speak your book into that. So there's no reason not to start. There's never gonna be a great time to start anything. Not to get married, not to have a baby, not to start a business, not to go back to school, not to stop something. You just gotta do it now. Do it now. So she's gonna give us some more tidbits on all this for women and personal empowerment and all that good stuff. Because, you know, I made a comment when I was talking to VR about how women get said, you know, they forget how successful women are, because we're in that group of millionaires, billionaires too on the Forbes list. There are women there too, so we don't get to talk about that a lot. We always get, so we're chatting, we don't get along with one another, we don't support each other. So how do we get past that?
Loretta, we live in a world of abundance. We live in a world of abundance. If everyone would really believe that, and what's mine is mine, and what's yours is yours, and it's enough in this whole world to give. Now, what if I would have thought, well, you know, I host a radio show, I host a television show, I'm not gonna come on Loretta's show, I don't wanna support her. That's nuts. But there are people out there who would do that, which makes absolutely no sense. That's an insecurity. And you're showing your insecurity when you're not supporting one another. This is a world where we're supposed to help, we're supposed to pull up, up.
And our First Lady said it best too, you know, when she said about when you get these opportunities and you reach this level of success, don't slam the door, reach back and bring somebody else through. And she just said that. You know, I paraphrased it. She said it way more elegantly than me. But that was the paraphrase. She had a writer, she had time. I just thought about mine, but I love her.
Oh, please, that speech. We won't go political, but I'm
She's
telling you,
taking us to a whole
be,
nother level. You should, if you've never been proud to be an African-American female, you have a good time now, because she is setting the tone.
Absolutely.
You must look good and beautiful.
And if you want to be a speaker, you can watch, because see, when you're a speaker, there's a lot more than to the words, of course, the words, but your presence, her presence, and President Clinton. I mean, those are people to study, no matter what your political flavor is, that doesn't matter. Those people give you such, I mean, it's like the perfect speech. I mean, I'm gonna watch, I've watched it already twice. I'll be watching it again, because I'll look at, because when you want to be a speaker, when you want to be anything, you study it and it becomes a part of you. But I want to go back to when we were talking about supporting one another. I say carry as you climb. As you're climbing, as you're soaring.
Another one, write that down. Carry as you climb. I love that. I will be using that.
Good, because you need to take someone with you. And the more, in this world, it's like the more you give, the more you will get, but not, you can't give to get. It doesn't work like that. But you will be amazed at how much will happen to you when you just call someone. Sometimes it's on Facebook, and of course I want you to connect with me on Dolores Presley, or you might have to go to my fan page, which is facebook.com/Dolores Presley fan page. But I'll just say good morning, or I'll just say I love you. And there are many people who message me saying, no one has said good morning to me. No one has said I love you.
It's so personal. Something that started out for entertainment has become so personal, and people value it like it's really their best friend on Facebook. And I have a tendency to not use it like that, so I gotta be more sensitive to people that it means so much to them, and when I post stuff and include them, because people need that. So, man, we have 1 more minute, and I want you guys to find her on Facebook and Google her. You will find her. It's 2 S's in Presley, and you will find Dolores Presley. But her Up Women Network is something that I really want us to talk about. Maybe even having a chapter here in Memphis, because she's done all the work and she's branded it. All we got to do is show up and make things happen. So we got to talk to her about that and get you to come back.
Okay, I would love people to get involved with the Up Woman. What we do is every other month, and next year, I think 2013, we'll just have 4 per city, and we have 3 speakers. And Loretta, the speakers come in a circle with the women. How many times you go and you hear a speaker, but you have no chance to have one-on-one personal? So that's what they do, and it's a network. And then we have Up Connectors, where you just get together and connect with one another. But it's all about lifting you up, taking you up, making sure you're undeniably powerful.
And undeniably, I don't think I've ever said that word out loud until I was reading about her, and I'm like, I gotta practice that so I can say it, number 1, on this show. And then number 2, I love saying it, undeniably powerful. Wow, that's our show. You're awesome. Thank her so much for being here. Yes. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, think positive, dream big dreams, help someone along the way, and we will see you real soon. Bye-bye.